Welcome, everyone. This is episode 5 of Sizzle. Can you believe that? Episode 5. The first 4 were just phenomenal, and this one is going to be equally as phenomenal, correct?
Even more gooder.
My name again is Michelle Trail Crosser, and this is Chef.
Chef Kevin.
So we are Sizzle with Chef and Michelle. What are you going to do for us today, Chef?
I'm going to do something I'll do well. I'm going to make a fool. That's a dessert, not of myself. So,
well, we'll see. That's yet to be seen.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yeah, the fool is a classic old English/Irish dessert. Basically, it's pureed or mashed fruit. Some call it for stewed, and whipped cream. Combine the two. You know, the fruit is mashed with sugar, and then you whip cream. Some people would call it a mousse, but classically a mousse has egg whites or meringue folded into it also, plus the whipped cream. Mm-hmm. So this, going back, it's a quick, simple dessert for the summertime, when the fruit is abundant. I mean, like blueberries and strawberries right now. So we're going to do 2 different ones, and the reason we're doing blueberry and strawberry is people could make this into a holiday dessert, where they, for the 4th of July, red, white, and blue. Sure. They could layer it in the glass that way. Just have to make some fresh whipped cream, to go in between the layers, and use food dye because it's kind of a pink color otherwise. And
blueberries aren't really very blue when you...
No, they don't, so they don't even know what that color is called. Mauve, I don't know. It's just off blue. Wow.
Men just don't seem to know colors.
Nope.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I know the color of my wine. I know the color of my beer. So we're going to start off with the strawberries first in our handy dandy blender. Pre-weighed, it's 3/4 pound of each fruit. I have a little bit more than 3/4 pound of strawberries because I'm going to lose some fruit with the trimming of the stems. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do here, though, to clean the strawberries, one way to do it is like I do this when you're going to make chocolate covered strawberries. If you put them in between, without them jumping, a couple damp tea towels and use the friction, and these are moist, and use the friction of the towels and the moisture to clean them. You're going back and forth. And
so you didn't rinse them under water or anything?
No, because the water, because all fruits are mostly of water. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as you sit there, especially if you're going to chocolate cover them, this way you don't have to wait for them to dry or all that. But you can see a little bit of dirt that it picks up.
Oh, yeah. I like that idea.
Much easier than, rinsing them, than trying to dry them and all this, but just using a couple damp tea towels will work just groovy. All right, so now we're just going to haul these. There's all kinds of ways. I mean, but you want to keep as much of the fruit as possible. So it's a great little tool. You can use this for tomatoes also. Different names for it, tomato shark. That fool thing again. All right, so what I have here now, what we have here is a failure to communicate. There's the strawberries. Look at that. Just pour them all in there. Don't worry about slicing them up or dicing them up, anything. Then I have my half cup of sugar. Woo! And then we're going to do...
How much vanilla is that?
It's about a 1/4 teaspoon. About. Fixing around there. Now, classically, a fool does not have that in it, but, they're, again, adaptation. Modern technology. Okay.
There you go. Some pureed strawberries.
All right. Now, what I'm going to do over here is we're going to jump ahead to the next thing. I'm going to put the sugar over the berries ahead to macerate them a little, because sugar acts like salt. I don't know if you were a child that poured salt on the slugs and watched them, take all the liquid out. Sugar will do the same thing. That's why you should never add sugar to your egg yolks too early in the cooking procedure, because it'll extract the moisture out of it. Interesting tidbit there, but you didn't know?
I did not know that. Thank you for the interesting tidbit.
So I grabbed my pre-whipped cream. Y'all have seen me whip cream before, so I wasn't going to do it again. But I need to go a little bit stiffer on this. So just to finish it up. Yep, stiff.
Looks
now,
good.
what you want to do is you reserve.
Is there anything in the whipped cream, any sugar or sweetener or anything? It's just plain
air.
Just air and cream.
Air. That's what makes it.
Thus, whipped cream.
Correct. Then you see that. All right, so we're going to take about a half cup of our pureed fruit mixture. Stand back.
I don't want to get strawberries on my dress.
Yeah, well, it's already red, so.
And I just want to point out, I usually wear a Bircham Hills mask, but I got to work today. I matched. So I'm going to start calling the reception every day to find out what color masks we're wearing so I can dress accordingly.
All right, so that, just pour these, combine these two. Now the definition of folding. I think we went over this before, but
You can never describe folding too much.
is taking two or more ingredients, incorporating without losing any volume.
I always worry that it's going to, when I fold it, although I'm trying to be very gentle and I'm trying to do the correct technique, that some of the whipping cream is going to get deflated, for lack of a better
whipping cream,
term.
yeah, no, that's a correct term. It's going to a little bit, but that's why you want to take that stiff to a stiff peak, not just a soft peak. There we go. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. You want to taste it?
I think it's delicious. Very simple, but one of my favorite types of dessert.
Right. I mean, it's really there's nothing to it, so which is nice. Now the part we're going to put it in the glass, a nice wine glass here. So about 2 tablespoons of the liquid at the bottom. So what I'm going to do though, just to be different, we'll put a tablespoon at the bottom.
You've been known to be different, all right.
Yeah, I've been known to be the fool. And then I'm going to take. Now I should probably use a piping bag, but this way so I don't get it on the sides like I just did. About a half cup of the mixture per glass. Look at that.
And there's even some in the glass.
Yeah, not a lot, but some. And then I'm going to take the other tablespoon and put it over the top. Let it float down. So this is enough for about 4 half-cup servings. Looks nice. You can put a little whipped cream, some diced fruit on top, like that. So pretty simple, light and refreshing. All right, so now the next one we're gonna make is the blueberries, so we can, back to the red, white, and blue thing. But this calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of lemon zest. And if you don't have a zester, like I do, you can use your box grater or cheese grater and just run it on there, tap it out, and you get zest.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So, but I don't do that because I have said zester. That's about as sharp as a bowling ball. All right, so now we're gonna just do the same thing before. Put in said blender.
Now, blueberries to me don't have as much liquid in them as strawberries do. Is it still going to be as liquidy?
Yes.
We'll see.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. I'm just building anticipation.
For the next episode. No, we'll do it today. So, all right, let's see if this catches. There we go. And does that answer your question?
I would call it magenta. Yes, it does answer my question. It's very
liquidy.
Liquidy.
Because what is fruit made up out of?
Water.
Very good. Okay, same thing. We'll just get this. You see how this is kind of soft? I mean, it's like a medium peak. And you saw how that needed to get stiff. And when you make this, you want to make it, a couple hours ahead so it's time for the cream to set and all the flavors to really meld together. You can do it overnight, but I just like to do it that day off.
Now, I would think you could use this base to layer it with other things too. Maybe fresh fruit or
versus the stale stuff.
Or like a sponge cake or a pound cake or
you
granola.
could use this as a lighter trifle versus using a custard, which is a classic English dessert. You could also, if you wanted to, is put shaved chocolate over that. As we talked about with the strawberries Romanoff, and I don't know what episode that was, but I chopped up frozen candy bar, stirring that into there. All kinds of things you can do. The only limitation you have is your imagination, and then taste. All right.
There you go.
Okay, now we're just going to pour said puree mixture in. Voila. Look, I didn't get any on me yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
There's still time for
I'm
the
not
fool.
finished. I'm not, stay tuned. See, it's not really blue.
No, it's not.
I don't know if I'd call it magenta either.
Not now.
How about now?
Well, we could probably go through the whole Crayola box and come up with a color for it, but it's...
Can we eat them?
Grants, probably not the best. Do you need another wine glass?
No.
You can put it on top of that one?
Yes, hence.
Ooh, how exciting.
Yeah, ooh. Living on the edge here. Nope, I'm going to put it on the edge. That's what I'm going to do.
You're kind of messy today.
Yeah.
You've had a hectic day, I can tell. You might need a painkiller.
Yeah. It wouldn't hurt me, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, so you got two different flavors to blend it into. But if you use a red food coloring and a blue food coloring, you could probably make it red, white, blue with a white, just whipped cream in between it. Mm-hmm. But now you've got a complete, total...
total fool. This is really good.
Yeah, and it's simple, easy, and it's quick dessert for people to have. I mean, in the summer, especially in the summertime, and it doesn't have to be berries to do it.
And if you were entertaining, you could just do all those ahead of time and keep them.
Like I said, a couple hours ahead, you want the cream to set up a little bit together. So, all right, well, let's go on to what you do.
Okay, what I do best is make cocktails. I actually am doing a recommendation of my friend the Fool. I mean, my friend Kevin. I don't know how many of you know, but our chef spent some time in the islands.
Yeah, I was in St. Thomas for about 11, 12 years. Had a few restaurants down there and toured around and drank a little bit while I was down there, yes.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
So
stopping.
He suggested maybe I'd do something from the islands, and so I was looking up some ideas, and I believe this was the actual one you suggested I do. It's a painkiller, and to make a real painkiller, a real true painkiller, you've got to use Pusser's rum. It is the official rum of the British Navy.
Correct. Yes.
Yep. Now they said that this was this drink was came from a bar like the Soggy Dog.
Soggy Dollar. Soggy Dollar.
Soggy Dollar.
Still in business.
Have you been there?
As far as I remember, yes.
I
remember getting there, leaving. I don't. But I did get home.
You made it here, so clearly.
Right, yeah. And it's a lot of fun. You swim into the bar, and then you have to swim back out, which is more work because usually you have a drink in your hand when you're swimming back out to the boat.
Yeah, that's not that easy.
No.
You just kind of dog paddle with one hand and hold your
have noodles. You take a noodle with you.
Good to know. Okay, so I'm making these I'm making one batch and dividing it up because usually I make 2 cocktails and we both take 1 sip and then we throw the rest away because it is the middle of the afternoon and we are working. And it's really upsetting me that I'm throwing so much alcohol away. So we're gonna share this time. So I'm gonna start out by putting some
handy dandy
ice cubes in my handy dandy rocks glasses. Now, when I made this at home over the weekend, and yes, this was a full bottle before the weekend, but I never want to make something that I have not tested myself. So when I made it at home over the weekend, I used a nice tall hurricane glass. I don't suppose you'd do that if you were swimming out to the boat.
No, it was usually a plastic cup where people got smarter and started bringing their own, cups they could seal and then swim back, so it wasn't, the seawater in these does not taste as good.
Ugh. So I've already got ice in my shaker and pineapple juice.
So what's the ratio here?
Well, it's 4-1-1. 4-1-1.
Isn't that information?
4-1-1 it is. So this is 4 ounces of pineapple juice. So we got 4 of those. 1 orange juice, and I think I was telling you earlier that when I looked at this recipe, I thought it was going to taste a lot like a pina colada. And I'm not really wild about pina coladas because they're almost too sweet, too rich and heavy. And this was much lighter. So there's 4 ounces of pineapple juice and 1 ounce of orange juice. And I had the hardest time finding cream of coconut at the store. Make sure you're using cream of coconut that you find with the cocktail mixes, not coconut milk that you find in the cooking part, like usually in the Asian Thai foods. They'll be, because that's going to be unsweetened and much thinner It's just not going to accomplish the same thing. So I was so excited because this is in a little squeeze bottle, other than the old-fashioned Coco Lopez can that,
You had to stir up. And
yeah, was a mess. So an ounce of this. And how's your day been? Are we doing painkiller 2, 3, or 4?
Let's go with 2. The 4 will be when I get home.
So I got to make sure I have everything in here because I'm easily distracted. I got my coconut. Remember, it is cream of coconut. And I've got my Pusser's rum. I haven't done that. Did I? No, I didn't. Yes, I did. See, I get distracted.
Fool.
I haven't even had a cocktail yet. So we're going to shake this up. Shake it quite a bit. Now, this is the special part. Calls for nutmeg on the top. I went out and I bought a whole nutmeg. There's a little bit of a story behind my nutmeg grater because
it's nuts.
It is nuts. My husband and I used to go down to the islands a lot before we had kids, and we were on the island of Grenada, which is mostly known for their nutmeg production. So the big thing to do for tourists was to buy nutmeg and a little grater, which I think somebody just sat on the beach and made this out of a piece of leftover tin. But so I bought
a beer can.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, it probably is. So I bought this nutmeg nuts, and I brought them home, and I went to use them, and I said to my husband, who happens to be named Kevin, I said, Kevin,
yes,
where is the nutmeg? And he said, oh, clearly it went bad because I tried to grate it, and it was as hard as a rock. And I had to explain to him that a nutmeg is a nut, and it's in a shell, and you have to take it out of the shell in order to grate it and then use it. So
the outside coating of a nutmeg is?
Mace.
Very good.
Oh, I impressed you, didn't I?
Shocked me. But yes.
I'm going to grate up some nutmeg. My son, oh, there's a big chunk. Okay. Well, that's what I would do if I didn't have this handy dandy. This is another option. They said to be liberal. Do you like
no,
nutmeg?
No, not a lot. No, it'll overpower. Nutmeg's got a power and flavor, and and when you take a sip out of that chunk, let me know how that is.
Cheers.
That's it. Kick back, get your flip-flops.
We might not be going back to work today.
I'll take that with me.
I hope you enjoyed episode 5. A little bit of a red, white, and blue summer islandy theme.
It's very, no, not really, but sounded good. Okay.
So, as always, go on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. You can also watch this on YouTube. If there's anything you would like to see, let us know. Make a comment. Whether it's a cocktail or a...
You want us to keep making them simple like this, so we can do it quick and easy, just so you share time for quick punts when somebody shows up,
Yeah.
So.
Or, if you want Chef to do a little song and dance or whatever would make this experience more enjoyable. And that probably wouldn't. So...
Waka.
Thanks a lot, everybody, and have a great afternoon, morning, evening, whatever it is when you're watching this, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Bye.